Do you think you're not good enough? Do you think you have to be perfect, like all the time? Do you think someone else, no, anyone else, is more deserving? Those three questions haunted me since before I was in kindergarten. I didn't think I was good enough, tall enough, smart enough, good looking enough. I just lacked confidence. There was no spring in my step, no song in my heart, no pop in my popcorn. The simple truth was, I didn't love myself. But I did have a dream. I had a dream to meet my soulmate, someone to love me. But wait, how could she love me when I didn't love her? And besides, I'm afraid to approach a woman. Well, there's rejection, and then rejection. And how am I going to have my dream relationship if I don't feel worthy or deserving of it? I needed a saint, a savior, a hero, an angel. Someone that already knew that they're good enough, just the way that they are. And I found him in Brea, California, the spring of 1999, at Bobby McGee's. If you come with me, you will meet my unlikely hero. That night when I met Danny, he was more of a zero than a hero. His first words to me were, I got in a car accident 9.5 days ago, and I'm still picking glass out of my head. Danny made Homer Simpson look good. In fact, he looked like Homer Simpson, only rounder. Danny boasted, I only gain 10 pounds every holiday season. I just never give any of it back. It gets worse, Danny added. My mom ran away to Florida, never came back. Then when I was 5, my dad pawned me off on my demanding grandmother. Danny, get me a beer and got me my Marlboros. I was kicked out, thrown out, and expelled from 26 schools. And I never graduated high school. You could say that Danny had nothing going for him. And if you did, you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong because Danny has the ability to see himself as perfect at any height, any weight, and any level of intelligence. You would be wrong because Danny has the courage to not take rejection personally. And you'd be wrong because Danny has the confidence and the courage to love himself exactly the way that he is. And you know, Danny wasn't always so self-assured and confident. He had his own hero, his own angel. Reverend Joanne could see the good, the intelligence, buried deep inside Danny's rough exterior. She coached him almost daily for 5 years, reassuring and helping Danny to remember the goodness, his abilities, and his talents. And because of Danny, I was able and had the courage, because of his reassuring me and his example, to meet my soulmate, Tina. And I only had to ask her out 12 times. Danny taught me, some will, some won't, so what? I know I'm not perfect or an expert on everything, and I just can't figure it out. But nobody, I mean nobody, mistakes me for Brad Pitt. Angelina doesn't know what she's missing. Speaking of beautiful relationships, about 5 years after I met Danny, in 2005, he met a wonderful woman named Elsa. And I couldn't figure out how he got her to marry him. You have to understand, Elsa is intelligent, attractive, with perfect vision. I had to know, so I asked, Elsa, what were you thinking? She said, David, you have to understand, Danny asked me out 53 times. First I said no. Then I said maybe. He was so persistent, so persuasive, and positive. Eventually, I had to say yes. You see, for Danny, failure and rejection is just part of the process, so he can live his dreams. I just love Danny, especially when he says, some will, some won't. So what? Danny was about the best friend I ever had. Because of Danny, I have the ability to not take rejection personally. I can see myself as good enough, just the way that I am. And I can understand that the first person that I need to love is myself. Yes, loving ourselves exactly the way we are is the key. And when you do, you will find love everywhere you look. You will find that you don't have to be perfect to be perfect. And you will find that you'll believe it when you hear, some will, some won't, so what? And you know what? You just might find that your number one and your first soulmate is right